Hey everyone, what's going on? Thanks for tuning in to Relevant Jukebox, and today we're going to talk about the latest album from Young Thug, Punk. So this is the second full-length studio album from the rapper Young Thug, which kind of sounds crazy when you think about it, considering how much music that he's actually released across his career up until this point. I thought that his studio debut, So Much Fun, was exactly as the title described, so much fun. He wasn't doing anything entirely new or risky on that project, but he was just kind of doing what he does and doing it well with more of an upbeat vibe, which I did enjoy. And since that album, we've had a couple collaborative releases, the occasional feature, but I don't know, I kind of feel like Thug's been kind of quiet overall, and he's always been pretty hit or miss throughout his career, but he is still one of the most influential voices in hip-hop nowadays, in my opinion. So I was excited going into a new studio full-length project, even though, again, it's Thug, so you have no idea what you're gonna get, but I was excited to hear that it was titled Punk. I thought that album title might have signaled a new direction or sonic change for Thugger, also maybe embracing more elements of punk music somehow. But man, the results of Punk over here is easily probably one of the worst projects he's tied his name to date. I mean, he kind of took a turn for the flaccid on this one. We're getting a bunch of weak beats and just acoustic guitar passages and just whiny vibe overall. And I mean, this album is 20 tracks long. It's over an hour in runtime, and it is padded out with just so much filler. I mean, I could barely get through this thing. I mean, there's really only maybe like 3 tracks on here that I actually really enjoyed. The first one being Rich Dude Shit with Juice WRLD. I really like the beat on that one, and it was produced by Pierre Bourne and Kanye, actually. It's got just this really nice, crunchy, blown out kind of sound and a satisfying loop to it. And it is the most aggressive track on the project, and probably the only cut here that really embodies like more of a punk ethos. I also did like the closing track, Day Before, that features Mac Miller. I thought he gave the best feature out of everyone, and the instrumental is a lot more interesting than some of the others in the bunch here. I mean, it has no percussion, and there's these acoustic guitars that carry the track with like what sounds like these very odd vocal samples that are layered underneath, and they're kind of hard to make out at times. And surprisingly, I did really enjoy Icy Hot that features Doja Cat. The tone of this track does sound like it would fit snugly on So Much Fun, but it is easily the catchiest song on this record too, even though it does kind of stick out like a sore thumb. Because, like, a majority of the instrumentals on this project are just so one note, and Thugger doesn't really have it vocally on here either, which is pretty disappointing. He does have a lot to say on here, but it just comes off like he's babbling on and on and on, and not really in like an artsy way where he's like blending words into just melodies and pulling them out of his ass or something like that. It just really sounds off. Like the opening track, for example, or even Stupid Asking. I mean, that track feels like it drags on for like 10 minutes. It's pretty impressive, actually. Although, I will say, when he talks about how if you're spending all your dividends, you're stupid, I feel that. But yeah, I mean, this album was just extremely disappointing overall, in my opinion. I really just could not get into the vibe of it overall, and I'd still consider Young Thug one of the great innovators in the hip-hop game in the current modern day, but I mean, there's nothing on this project that's really innovative whatsoever. I mean, this whole thing really just blends in to a lot of other hip-hop records that have come out recently. There is just way too much filler on here. The features are pretty underwhelming, maybe outside of 1 or 2, and you're getting like the same usual cast of characters that hop onto like every hip-hop album nowadays. And again, Thugger just isn't on the top of his game vocally on this one, unfortunately. And with that being said, I'm feeling a 2.5 over here on Punk. So for all you collectors out there, this is coming out on a pink vinyl. I'm going to have links down below in the description box to his web store if you want to pick up a copy. And if you have listened to Punk already, let me know what you thought about it in the comment section down below. And as always, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like and share, and if you want more content from me, hit that subscribe button. Peace.